I want to show you some changes you can make at the beginning of your diet. Some low hanging fruit that you can pull out to reduce calories a little bit while not having a big impact on your hunger levels. So it doesn't really feel like you're dieting too hard. If you look at one of my previous videos, it'll show you I'm in contest prep for like 24 weeks, and you might look at that and say, oh my God, that's such a long time. I don't know how I can diet for that long. So these are going to be some ways that you can kind of take a few weeks off the front end of the diet and pull your calories back, not really feeling like you're dieting. Um, so first thing you can do is on anything that you're drinking, I would just switch that to either water or some kind of low calorie source. So like if you're drinking coffee and you put cream in your coffee, you can switch that over to skim milk, almond milk, or just pull it out entirely. Um, Something like that. You might add 100 calories through your day just by adding cream, but if you pull that out, you won't really feel it in your, like, as far as like filling you up, but um, that's a kind of an easy way to pull out some calories. Um, other Another thing you can do is like if you're drinking soda, you can switch to diet soda. I really don't like diet soda, so I wouldn't recommend putting that in there. But really, for the most part, I would just drink water. Um, for vegetables, they're um, a lot of vegetables have more calories than other. Peas, carrots, and corn. Potatoes are another one. I treat potatoes like rice or wheat or something like that. So I don't really look at potatoes like a vegetable, but peas, carrots, and corn have pretty high calories. Switch to things like lettuce, cucumber, celery. Um, Whatever vegetable you want to eat, just look it up and see how many calories it has. But those are kind of some easy changes. If you're switching from corn to cucumber, it's you can for the same amount of food volume, you can pull calories back quite a bit. Um, so if you're putting sauces on your food, there are some lower calorie sauces that you can switch to. G. Hughes makes really good like barbecue sauce, and he's got a whole range of different kind of sauces, and I use those quite a bit. Um, you do have to be careful with some of those things because some sauces will add artificial sweeteners, and those can have an effect on like your digestion and your gut health. So you have to watch that a little bit. And they do still have calories, so you can't you know overdo it. Um, you still have to watch the calorie amount that you're taking in, but that can be an easy way of pulling some calories out. If you're doing dried fruit, you can switch to fresh fruit. That's not super common, but dried fruit is something that I'll add in at the end of a bulk if one of my clients is having a hard time fitting more food in. Um, like dried fruit is very compact, and you can get a lot of calories in if you're adding dried fruit instead of fresh fruit. So going the other way, dieting, you can switch that to fresh fruit. Um, and then leaner cuts of meat, of course. So if you're doing like a fattier steak, like a strip or ribeye, you can switch that to like flank or flat iron. Switching to leaner cuts of ground beef, like ground turkey, things like that. And then more satiating foods. So there's a whole this is kind of like a well documented what do you call it, like the satiety index of foods is well documented. So this is something that I just pulled off the internet. If you look at the horizontal bars here, so foods that have a bigger bar are more satiating. So I'm looking down at potatoes. Um, Potatoes are very satiating compared to pasta or rice. So if your diet has a lot of rice in it, you can switch that over to potatoes, and for the same amount of calories, you'll just feel fuller. So you can look up things like this on the internet and see like, oh, if I'm eating bananas, maybe I switch that to oranges. Oranges are very satiating, so that can help you feel more full. Another thing that you can switch is if you're using whey in your diet, you can switch that over to casein, and casein will just sit in your stomach for a long time. If you do a whey shake and you drink that and you're like starving an hour later, if you do the same thing with casein, it's going to sit there for quite a while and make you feel more full. So that's it. Just some easy switches to make. These are things that I'll do at the front end of my diet just to make things easier on me. Dieting is really about like pulling calories back in the most comfortable way to hit your weight loss goals. So try out these methods. Try to make your diet as comfortable as possible, and we'll see you on the next video.